apples. Thanks so much for stopping by Apples Art Studio, the Polymer Clay tutorial channel. On my channel, I try to show you everything I know about polymer clay and how to use it. So let's go and watch and see what I have in store for you today. But I've seen so many pictures of journals turned into hocus pocus spell books and stuff. I thought it would be a cool idea, and I thought, why would I do what everybody else is doing? Let's do something different. So this is a glass mug, but anyhow, that's what I'm going to cover, and we're going to do like a Halloween type thing. This is translucent. It's Premo, and I added some Premo beige to it. And as you saw in the picture, my beige was really dry. And I just kept putting dry pieces because my translucent was really soft, and run it through the pasta machine and worked it in, and just came up. It's still translucent. I've got it rolled out on a number 7 on my atlas, so it's really thin. I don't even know if I can pick it up without a blade, but this is what I'm going for. And this has got alcohol inks on it, and then it has a silk screen in gold, and then it has a silk screen in what Christi Friesen calls depth. It's a black mica powder, and I silk screened the gold in mica powder, and I wanted and it's been run through a texture sheet and things, and I sort of wanted a different type look. Now I'm not covering the entire mug in this design. I'm just going to do strips, and what am I going to add on the strips? I don't know yet. I want this lengthwise so I can cut strips from this and add it around the mug, and I'm going to just add a little bit of alcohol ink blender on my clay. I prefer to use the alcohol ink blender over the alcohol, because alcohol will dry out your clay too fast. I'm just going to spread it around a little bit with my fingers, so the top of it is not drenched, it's just wet all over. But it's not drenched at all. I'm going to start with my darkest color of alcohol, and this is teak wood. And I'm just trying to color this clay enough to where I can do different things to it. And then I've got Sunset Orange, and I don't think I want too much of this, but it came out a lot anyhow, didn't it? I'm just going to let this blend together. I guess I wanted more on there than I thought I did. The other piece I just showed you, I didn't have any orange in it. And I've got some Sunshine Yellow. And I don't want really a wood grain effect. I just want some different colors that maybe look like leather or a material type look. And this is Salmon. It's a really light orange, but it's a cool shade of alcohol inks. So now I'm just going to take a paper towel and gently blot what I've got, and the towel will leave a texture by itself. I add some more brown to this because I want my gold mica powder to show up. And let me grab a brush real quick. Just a really soft brush. I'm just going to try to streak it some. I think I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to lighten it up a little bit. And this is just an experiment in how I fly by the seat of my pants, I guess is a good way to put it. I don't want those circles in there particularly of the brim. So I'm going to add a little bit more alcohol blender. And see if I can't get the circles out. I don't mind if there's deeper places with the brown in it. I just didn't want it looking tie-dyed, I guess is a good way to put it. Okay, since my alcohol's in a spray bottle, I am going to gently spray it. And you can see the difference of when I added the blender on there and now the alcohol. And let me just get these couple of circles out right here. And like I said, these are going to be bands, so to speak, going around the mug. Okay, now as this is drying, I'm going to add a piece of cellophane over top of it and scrunch it up. And we're going to leave it like that. And this needs to completely dry before I do anything else to it. So let me zoom in so you can see, maybe, let me turn this light away. Now you can see more of what it looks like. And like I said, we're going to do several more things to this. So let this dry and then I'll come back. Okay, let me bring you down a little bit closer. And you can see the gold going through it, the metallic gold alcohol inks. And let me get it up without any. I rolled it back out on number 7, and I rolled it through my pasta machine several different times because I wanted to blend it together to where especially those dark brown spots were not spotty looking any longer. Okay, so get back out a little bit. This silk screen is from Tanya Treasures, and it's become one of my favorites. It's a crackle, and it still has some gold mica powder on it where I was playing with it a while ago on my scrap sheet. And I'm going to take my finger and just rub in really well some gold mica powder. This is Brilliant Gold, the Pearlix color. And we'll rub it in really, really well. Okay, let's peel that off. And I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably should go clean my silk screen. I'm just going to lay it back down. I just want these faint lines in there. It doesn't have to be in a specific pattern. This is another Macon's texture sheet. This one's just got a bunch of bumps. And I'm just going to lay this down over top of it, even though I just silk screened it. And rub this in quite well. And I'm just looking for a really faint texture on this, just to give me some indentions to where I can take Christi Friesen's depth and just add it every now and then, just to give it some aged looking. I'll take a brush and go over it a little bit. And it doesn't have to go all over. And I know you're thinking that I covered up my gold on my crackle silk screen. And I did a little bit. But I also am going to silk screen it again with the gold. I will go clean my silk screen before I do it, but where there's a little bit too much, take Scotch tape and pull it off. Now remember, you're trying to achieve a finished piece that's spooky Halloweeny looking. So that's what we're just trying to do here, is add a little bit of depth with this. And it's split coming up, but that's okay. So that's what we have. You can see the gold, you can see the alcohol inks that blended in with the translucent. You can see the dirty looking spots with the depth. Okay, I moved the other silk screen over to my other table to dry completely. And I brought this one back. And remember, this one is rolled out on a number 7. So it's super duper thin. And this didn't tear, I tore it. Because one place did tear. And I thought, well, I can just put that back together. It's not going to matter. And it didn't. It was right up in here. So I started tearing it in a couple of places to give it a more aged, leathery type look. You can see the difference in the colors. And I've even taken pieces and put down over top of pieces just to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more texture. And we're getting ready to silk screen this with the gold mica powders. So these pieces have to be down quite smooth. And so your silk screen will lay over it nicely and not have any gaps underneath your silk screen, or you won't get your print. Okay, here's my silk screen. This is the crackle. This is my Tanya Treasures. And I'm going to do it with a brush so I can really get it down in there, and then I'm going to go in with my fingers. But this is it's a tiny Pandora brush, and it's a cone-shaped brush, actually. And I find it really good to put mica powder on your silk screens with, because you've got this pointed end that you can get down into the let me get my finger in here. Because I really want this gold crackle to show up. I'm going to lay a piece of parchment paper over it. And I will take my burnishing tool and put medium pressure on there. And if this doesn't come out all over to give me an all over pattern, I'm not real concerned about that with this. I want a really rugged, aged look with this one for the Halloween thing. And if you burnish in those mica powders, it really helps keep them in place and gets them down in your clay. Now that happened to turn out just like I liked it, and I was hoping that it would, because I've got some really gold places in it, and then I have some that's not so gold, but you still see the crackle. Get that up. Like here. Isn't that cool? And like I say, I will cut it lengthwise the size I need and put on bands on the mug